morning, students. Today we are going to discuss about biological membrane and transport. These are the contents we are mainly discussing here. Membrane structure. Membrane is mainly composed of lipids, proteins and carbohydrates. Next, membrane model. There are mainly two models, lipid bilayer model and fluid mosaic model. Membrane function. Transport across the biological membrane is mainly three types: passive transport, active transport, vesicular transport. Vesicular transport. Passive transport is divided in two categories: diffusion and osmosis. Active transport, two types. They are primary active transport and secondary active transport. Vesicular transport, mainly transport of macromolecules like endocytosis and exocytosis. Cell. Cell is the structural and functional unit of life. It is considered as basic unit of biological activity. Cell membrane or a plasma membrane is an envelope surrounding the cell. It separates and protects the cell from external and hostile environment. It is a connecting system between the cell and its environment. It is a protective barrier, selective barrier. Cell is mainly two types: eukaryotic cell and prokaryotic cell. Prokaryotic cell mainly seen in microorganisms like bacteria. Eukaryotic cell, here we already discussed about eukaryotic cell and introduction part of the biochemistry. The subcellular organelles which are present in the eukaryotic cell, mainly nucleus and also Golgi apparatus, mitochondria. Mitochondria is mainly used for ATP production. Nageli and Kramer. Cell membrane was first discovered by Swiss botanist Carl Nageli Kramer in 1855. Biological membrane, together with the cytoskeleton, forms the structure of living cell. Plasma membrane or a cell membrane surrounds of each cell and forms the limiting structure of the cell. Membrane forms the compartments. The subcellular organelles like nucleus, mitochondria, lysosomes, endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi apparatus, these all are covered by a membrane, cell membrane or a plasma membrane. Here, comparison of a cell with a factory, plasma membrane mainly. Here, it is compared with fences with the gates. When the gates are open, membrane receives the message information. Nucleus as manager's office, endoplasmic reticulum as conveyor belt of production of units, Golgi apparatus, packing units, lysosome, incinerators. All membrane have a common features of flexibility, self-sealing, selective permeability. All appear in trilaminar appearance. They mostly ranges in between 3 to 8 nanometers in thickness, but membrane is bilayer model. Plasma membrane. Its main function is selective permeability that mediates flow of molecules into and out of the cell. It also contains certain molecules at the surfaces, provide for cellular recognition and communication. Plasma membrane is mainly involved in cell communication and recognition. It can import and export the materials from cell growth and cell motility. Cytoskeleton, which organizes the intracellular contents, mainly used for the cellular morphology, intracellular transport, cell motility, and cell division. These microtubules are mainly involved in cell division and also centrosomes and also intermediate filaments, actin filaments, mainly involved in cell division and cell motility. Microtubules. These are long, unbranched, slender, and cylindrical structures. Diameter ranges of 25 nanometers. Heterodimer part of tubulin. These are associated with plasma membrane. Their main function, they can assemble or disassemble of the spindle structure during the mitosis. They can provide the internal structure of the cell and helps in the maintenance of eukaryotic cell, mainly involving transmembrane signals. Myelin sheath. He is the scientist of Theodor Schwann in 1858. It is made up of membrane of Schwann cells or condensed and spiral around the central axon. The cytoplasm of a Schwann cells are squeezed. Here mainly myelin is composed of sphingomyelin, cholesterol and cerebrosides. This is a myelin sheet, nucleus of a Schwann cells, axon membrane, sheet of Schwann cell. He is a scientist of Ranvier. Myelin sheet, here the myelin sheet is thin at certain regions. These are called as nodes of Ranvier. Here the arrangement is the propagation of nerve impulses wave-like or saltatory, and the speed of propagation is also increased here. Coming to the structure of plasma membrane, here mainly the plasma membrane is lipid bilayer, mainly composed of lipid and protein and carbohydrate, and also mainly transmembrane proteins are embedded in this plasma membrane, and glycoprotein or glycolipids which are present towards of extracellular side or cytoplasmic side, and the cholesterol molecules are weakly amphipathic and spread among the other lipids in the bilayer of the model. Membrane structure mainly composed of lipids, proteins and carbohydrates. Lipids mainly occupy the 50% in the cell membrane. They are mainly phospholipids and sterols. Proteins are 50% occupied in the cell membrane. They are integral proteins and peripheral proteins. Integral proteins which are present inside of the membrane. Peripheral proteins which are present outside of the membrane. Carbohydrates or glycolipids and glycoproteins. Next, membrane lipids. Here, mainly phospholipids are abundant lipids in the membrane. 75% of phospholipids, 20% of cholesterol, and 5% of glycolipids. These are mainly amphipathic, contains both polar and non-polar. They can act as an permeability of barriers. They mainly maintains the fluidity of the membrane. This is a lipid bilayer model. Coming to the structure of phospholipids, here the structure of phospholipid is mainly composed of two parts. Head is polar part and tail is non-polar part. Head is attracted towards of water, tail is repelled by water. Here the head is mainly composed of a glycerol and a phosphate to form glycerophosphate. While the tail is non-polar, it is repelled by water. It is made up of a saturated fatty acid. Tail is made up of a long chain of fatty acid. It is made up of saturated fatty acid. The pending one is made up of unsaturated fatty acid and the presence of double bonds. Here, many types of phospholipids are present. Phosphatidylcholine, phosphatidylethanolamine, phosphatidylserine, phosphatidylinositol, plasmalogen, and sphingomyelin. The characteristics of a plasma membrane, these are generally ranges of 7 to 10 nanometers in thickness. The phospholipids are arranged in lipid bilayer, polar heads towards of extracellular side or cytoplasmic side and hydrophobic of interior. If you see the structure of a cholesterol, the hydroxyl group containing is hydrophilic and remaining part is hydrophobic. The cholesterol molecules are weakly amphipathic. They can interspread among the other lipids in both layers of the membrane, and also glycolipids. Glycolipids present only in the membrane that faces the extracellular fluid. Proteins of the cell membrane, mainly channel for a movement, ions and a small molecule. They can serve as and transporters for a large molecule. Mainly proteins, three types. Peripheral proteins, integral proteins, and amphiotropic proteins. Peripheral proteins, which are present towards of the outside of the membrane. Integral proteins present inside of the membrane. Amphiotropic means both peripheral proteins and integral proteins are combined to form amphiotropic proteins. Integral proteins or membrane proteins extended throughout of the lipid bilayer and firmly embedded in it. Most integral proteins are transmembrane proteins, example GLUT and cytochrome P450. This is the phospholipid bilayer, integral membrane protein permanently embedded within the lipid bilayer, and peripheral membrane protein temporarily bound to the lipid bilayer. Peripheral membrane proteins. These proteins are not embedded in the membrane. These are mostly loosely attached with the polar heads of the membrane of the lipids inside and outside of the membrane. Most membrane proteins are glycoproteins. Example, cytochrome C of mitochondria. This is the peripheral membrane proteins. These are transmembrane proteins. Different membranes have different functions. The proteins mainly present as an ion channels or carriers or transporters or receptors, antigen and structural components, and cell identity marker and enzymes, mainly for transporters and receptors, cell surface receptors, and cell surface identity markers, and cell adhesion molecule and attachment to the cytoskeleton. The cell identity marker and their enzyme, membrane, plasma membrane. Marker enzyme is sodium and potassium ATPase, 5' nucleotidase, adenyl cyclase. Next membrane is endoplasmic reticulum. Marker enzyme is glucose 6-phosphatase, trans Golgi apparatus. Marker enzyme is galactosyl transferase. Inner mitochondrial membrane. Marker enzyme is ATP synthase. Different membranes have different marker enzymes. The carbohydrate molecules present in the cell membrane attached to the protein part to form a glycoprotein. The carbohydrate molecules present in the cell membrane attached to the lipid part to form a glycolipid. Here the carbohydrate molecules are thin and loose, covering the entire surface of the cell membrane is called as an glycoplates. This is glycolipid, glycoprotein part. These are globular proteins. Next, membrane model. Membrane model is mainly three types: lipid bilayer model and fluid mosaic model and unit membrane model. Sandwich model or lipid bilayer model. Davison Daniel first proposed the basic model of the membrane structure. This model was basically known as an sandwich of lipids of the lipid layer, sandwich of the lipids of the lipid bilayer structure covered by proteins on both sides. This is an hydrophobic zone. This is hydrophilic zone. Next, unit membrane model. Robertson replaced Daniel Davison model as a membrane model on the basis of electron microscopy studies. Next, fluid mosaic model. Fluid mosaic model was first proposed by the Singer and Nicholson. He is the most acceptance model. The membrane is fluid with mosaic of pattern. The model of the protein are found to be float in the lipid bilayer, instead forming the layers of a sandwich type model. So in this model, Singer and Nicholson proposed that membrane proteins are also integrated in this model. In this model, mainly described that the mosaic of proteins are mainly compared as icebergs which float in the sea of phospholipid bilayer. Here the mosaic of proteins mainly facilitate the movement in the lipid bilayer. Next, transport mechanisms. What is the cell transport? Movement of a substance across the cell membrane into or out of the cell. Movement is mainly through phospholipid bilayer. Some substances need assistance to transport a proteins like channel protein or a transmembrane protein to cross the cell membrane. Why transport occurs across the cell membrane? What is the essentiality to transport across the cell membrane? First one, for digestive function. Next, to protective function. Property of selective permeability to maintain the cell homeostasis. Transport across the membrane. Membrane permeability, permeable. Here, most of the substances can pass through the membrane. Selective permeable. Only some specific substances can pass through the membrane. Impermeable. Here, the substances cannot pass through the membrane. Transport mechanism. Here, the permeability of a substance mainly depends upon lipid solubility, not on molecular size. Here, water-soluble compounds required here generally impermeable. They are required mainly carrier-mediated transport. One of the important functions of the membrane withhold unwanted substances, unwanted molecules. Membrane function. Transport across the biological membrane is mainly by three mechanisms: passive, active, and vesicular transport. Passive transport, it doesn't require of energy. The movement is passive movement. Active to transport, here mainly which requires the hydrolysis of ATP. It requires energy here. Vesicular transport, transport of macromolecules of endocytosis and exocytosis. Passive transport is also again divided in two types, diffusion and osmosis. Diffusion is again divided in two types, simple diffusion and facilitated diffusion. Simple diffusion mainly depends upon the size, molarity and charge. Facilitated diffusion mainly explains the ping pong model. Osmosis, movement of a solvent molecule from area of low concentration to the area of high concentration with the help of semi-permeable membrane. Active transport, it requires of ATP here, mainly divided in two categories, primary active transport and secondary active transport. The primary active transport mainly describes of sodium and potassium pumps. These pumps are mainly used to drive the concentration against gradient. Secondary active transport is nothing but of carrier mediated transport. It mainly divided in three types: uniport, symport, antiport. Transport of molecules in single direction, bidirectional and opposite direction. Transport of macromolecules by endocytosis. Endocytosis is also again two types, phagocytosis and pinocytosis, and transport exocytosis. Passive transport, movement of a substance across the membrane without using energy. The passive transport mainly depends upon diffusion and concentration gradient. Diffusion, substance move from area of high concentration to the area of low concentration till the dynamic equilibrium is reached here. The concentrations are continuously balanced here. Cations move towards negatively charged area, where anions move towards a positively charged area. Simple diffusion. Some substances cross the membrane without unassisted, but ability mainly depends upon size, polarity, and charge. This is the lipid bilayer, hydrophobic molecules, and small uncharged polar molecules of water and glycerol, a large uncharged polar molecule of glucose and sucrose, and ions, chloride, potassium, and sodium. Oxygen. Oxygen is a non-polar, so it can diffuses quickly here. Carbon dioxide is a polar, but it's too small. It can diffuses quickly. Water is also polar. It is also too small. It can diffuses quickly. These are lipid soluble molecules like oxygen, carbon dioxide, and water. This is outside of the membrane and inside of the membrane. Simple diffusion. Solutes and gases enter into the cell by the passive movement. It is very slow process. It doesn't require energy here. It is mainly depends upon concentration gradient, high concentration and low concentration till the dynamic equilibrium is reached. Here mainly simple diffusion requires a channel protein. Facilitated diffusion. Facilitated diffusion mainly depends upon carrier-mediated process. It occurs through the mediation of a carrier or a transport proteins. The specific carrier proteins like glucose, galactose, and leucine, etc. Features of facilitated diffusion. This mechanism doesn't require of energy here. The rate of transport is more faster than comparison with simple diffusion. It can operate bidirectionally. Here structurally some similar solutes will be there. It can competitively inhibit the entry of other solutes even. Here mainly the carrier molecule mainly exists in two conformation, pink conformation and Pong conformation. Carrier protein versus the channel protein. Carrier protein changes the shape to move a specific molecule in and out of the cell. And example glucose. Channel protein have a tunnel model that allows ions or a specific molecule to move in and out of the cell. Example sodium chloride. Mechanism of facilitated diffusion is ping pong model. It mainly explains the occurrence of facilitated diffusion can exist in two conformation, ping conformation and pong conformation. Pong conformation. Here in the pong conformation, the active sites which are exposed to the exterior towards outside. When the solute bind to the specific sites on the carrier protein, is prone to the conformational change here. Conformational change, pink conformation. Here the active sites which are facing towards of the inner of the cell exposed to the side with a low solute concentration. The solute molecules are released here. The protein molecules which are opposite to the Pong state. Ping pong model which mainly explains the facilitated diffusion. This is the Pong conformation. This is the ping conformation. These are the main silent features. Concentration gradient across the membrane, amount of carrier available. And so the rapidity of the solute requires a carrier mediated interaction. So the rapidity of a conformational change of both loaded and unloaded carriers. Next, osmosis. Movement of water or any other solvent from area of low concentration to the area of high concentration through a semi-permeable membrane. Transport pathways through a cell membrane. The basic mechanism of the transport, simple diffusion requires the channel protein, and facilitated diffusion and active transport requires the carrier proteins, mainly the active transport which mainly depends upon ATP. Passive transport. Simple diffusion through the lipid bilayer. This is outside of the membrane and inside of the membrane. Here the facilitated diffusion which is a non-specific transporter here. Here the facilitated diffusion through a specific transporter. These are the transported substances mainly. And osmosis through the lipid bilayer. These are the aquaporine channels towards of the right side. Cell junctions, mainly ion channels, aquaporine or water channels, mainly membrane junctions or tight junctions, gap junctions, and myelin sheath. Ion channels. Membranes have a special devices called as an ion channels. They are selectively permeable to a specific ion. Quickly transport of electrolytes like in a sodium, potassium, and chloride. There are mainly three types of channels are there. Voltage gated channels, ligand gated channels, mechanically gated channels. Voltage gated channel, they can open and close based on the charge across the membrane, called as a voltage gated channel. Example, sodium calcium channel. Ligand gated channel, they can open by chemical signals or release. These are called as an ligand gated channels. Example, acetylcholine receptor. The left side image voltage gated channel, the right side image is ligand gated channels, closed and open positions. Mechanically gated channels. There is a mechanically change pressure in mechanically gated channels. Clinical significance. Sodium channels mainly used in local anesthetics and Liddle's disease. Here the potassium channels mainly we can see in cardiac erythemas. There the mutation leads to the long QT syndrome. In the chloride channels mainly we can see in the disease of cystic fibrosis. Here retina is a light induced hyperpolarization of retinal membrane. Chloride channels, the role of GABA and glycine or inhibitory neurotransmitters. These are mainly attributed and ability to open the chloride channels on the postsynaptic neuron. This is the presynaptic neuron and the postsynaptic neuron. These are the phosphate groups which attaches to the chloride channels. These small molecules are GABA. We have the chloride channels. Aquaporins. Water move rapidly in and out of the cell. The evidence that they were water channels. These two scientists, Peter Agre, John Hopkins, Roderick McMahon Rockefeller, they were awarded of Nobel Prize for the chemistry in 2003 for the contribution of aquaporins and water channels. Water channels or mainly family of membrane channels. They can form tetramers in the cell membrane. Their main function to facilitate and control the water content in the cell. They have a selective pores through which water crosses the plasma membrane of the cell. Mainly we can see in diseases of nephrogenic diabetes insipidus, impaired function of these channels. Aquaporins of water channel. People with nephrogenic diabetes insipidus have a non-functional of aquaporins, have a trouble retaining in water. Tight junctions. When two cells are coming close contact of a certain areas, instead of 4 layers, the 3 layers of the plasma membrane is seen here. The tight junctions permit calcium and other small molecules from one cell to another via through a hydrophilic pores. Specialized proteins such as an oculidin, colidin, cathanin, cadarins. These are specialized proteins, oculidin, colidin, cadarin, cathanins. This is the basal area of the cell, plasma membrane. Gap junctions. These are intracellular junction that allows the passage of ions from one cell to the another. This is called as an nexus. Mainly we can see in heart and basal part of epithelial cells and intestinal mucosa. Next, ionophores. Ionophore is a molecule that reversely binds ion. Ionophores are lipid soluble and transport ion across the cell membrane, which increases the permeability of the membrane and acting as channel formers. These are the mainly membrane shuttle for a specific ion. They transport antibiotics. There are two types of ionophores are there. Mobile ion carriers are valinomycin and channel formers are gramicidin. Active transport is mainly divided in two categories: primary active transport and secondary active transport. Active transport. Molecules move against the concentration gradient. It needs external energy of ATP. There are mainly two types: primary active transport and secondary active transport. In primary active transport, energy is derived directly from the hydrolysis of ATP. In secondary active transport, ATP provides energy for transport by indirectly. Primary active transport. Energy is required here. Energy comes from the hydrolysis of ATP and movement and light. Mainly enzyme is sodium and potassium ATPase. It is unidirectional way. It requires a specialized integral protein called as a transporters inside of the membrane, outside of the membrane. Here mainly the ATP is hydrolyzed. Intracellular sodium and extracellular potassium. Sodium pump. It is mainly active transport. Cell has low intracellular sodium and high potassium. It is maintained by sodium and potassium ATPase or a sodium pump. It is mainly integral membrane protein. The binding sites of ATP is sodium inside and potassium outside. He is a scientist, Genus Saku. He awarded of Nobel Prize in 1997 for the discovery of sodium and potassium ATPase. This is a mechanism of mainly sodium and potassium pump. Membrane proteins that allow the selective ions. Here the sodium ions. The sodium ions are outside of the cell and potassium ions are inside of the cell. The black circle one is sodium ions and green square one is potassium ion and the pink circle one is the phosphate molecules. The extracellular, intracellular, three sodium ions bind to the channel protein. It favors the phosphorylation along with hydrolysis of ATP. Though phosphorylation causes protein changes the conformation, expelling the sodium ions across the membrane. Simultaneously, the extracellular two potassium ions move towards the membrane, move towards the carrier protein and the potassium binding and releases the phosphate group here. So original conformation is again restored here. The potassium ions are released into the cytoplasm. Again the cycle repeats again. So here mainly sodium and potassium pump inhibitor is digitalis. It is mainly used to treat heart failure condition. Here three sodium ions which bind to the channel protein. It favors the phosphorylation. Protein changes the conformation. Protein changes its conformation, expelling the sodium ions across the membrane. Similarly, two potassium ions move towards the membrane to the carrier protein and the potassium binding and releases the phosphate group. Original conformation is again restored here. The potassium ions are released into the cytoplasm. Again, the cycle repeats here. Clinical aspects. Diastasis and heart failure. Diastasis is mainly used to treat the congestive heart failure, which are characterized by the edema, breathlessness, and increase the heart rate. This is normal ventricular chambers, thickening of ventricular chambers, and a small filling capacity, ejection of blood. Secondly, active transport. It is mainly carrier-mediated transport. Here, mainly three types are there: uniport, symport, antiport. Uniport, movement of a single molecule through the membrane. transport of a glucose to the RBC, GLUT1 and 2. Symport, simultaneous transport of two different molecules in the same direction. Transport of a sodium and glucose in intestinal mucosomal cells from the gut. Antiport, the simultaneous transport of two different molecules in opposite direction. Nothing but chloride shift. Exchange of chloride ions and bicarbonate ions in the RBC. Co-transport system. Here, the symport and antiport systems are a good examples for co-transport system. The transport of a substance through the membrane is coupled with spontaneous movement of another substance. Symport and antiport are good examples for co-transport system. Transport of a molecule in single direction. Transport of two molecules in similar direction. Transport of two molecules in opposite direction. Symport and antiport are a good examples for co-transport system. Mainly we can see the disease conditions in Hartnupp's disease, cystinuria, vitamin D resistant rickets. Diseases, defective transport system, name of the disease and solute transported and defect in the transport system. Hartnup disease, the solute transported neutral amino acids like where there is a defective absorption from intestinal and renal tubules. In cystinuria, the solute transported the cysteine and cysteine. So renal tubular reabsorption is defective in this condition. Vitamin D resistant rickets. The solute transported here is phosphate. Here mainly the defective means reabsorption of phosphate from the renal tubules. Main the differences between passive diffusion, facilitated diffusion and active transport. Concentration gradient. Down the concentration gradient from high to low here. Here the down the concentration gradient from high to low here. Here against concentration gradient from low to high here. Energy expenditure not required. Here not required. Here energy expenditure in the form of ATP. Carrier protein or a transporter. The passive diffusion is not required and the facilitated diffusion required and the active transport is also required. Speed of the movement, slowest mode, fast, little bit fast. These are the main differences between the primary and active transport. Transport of a macromolecules is mainly by two mechanisms of endocytosis and exocytosis. Endocytosis is mainly pinocytosis, cellular drinking. Phagocytosis means cellular eating. Exocytosis mainly through exocytic vesicles. Mainly the steps of endocytosis. During the endocytosis, the cell membrane is furled inwards and fused together and surrounds the substance in the pocket. Surrounds the substance in the pocket. The pocket pinches off inside and forming the vesicle here. The vesicle fuses with a lysosome or a similar vesicle. The enzyme breaks down and the contents which are released inside is inside of the membrane. Process of exocytosis towards of exterior outside of the membrane. The cell forms a vesicle around the material. It needs to be expelled from the cell. The vesicle is transported towards of the cell membrane. The vesicle membrane fuses with the cell membrane and releases the contents the cell. Releases the contents from the cell. Exocytosis. Here, this is exocytic vesicle leaving the cytoplasm. Here, this is the endocytic vesicle forming the vesicle inside of the cell. Phagocytosis and pinocytosis. Pinocytosis is a cellular drinking. Mainly the adsorptive or a selective pinocytosis is receptor mediated. Here the clathrin mediated process, mainly example LDL receptor, uptake of viruses, phagocytosis is cellular eating, mainly uptake of a bacteria by macrophages and granulocytes. The phagosome which fuses with the lysosome to form a phagolysosome which leads to the mainly the respiratory burst. Thank you.